Okay, so a little history on this hive. On the 28th of July, I put a bee escape on this hive to remove all the bees from the super. On August 1st, I came out and half my hive was in the tree to the right of this hive. I have a video on that, my post honey flow swarm video, showing the bees in the tree in that one. So on August 2nd, I went and I split this hive out, took 4 frames out because it was still pretty heavily populated. There was 8 frames of brood in there. I got rid of all the queen cells that were in here and I gave them to a couple of weaker nukes over there. And I took a mating nuke, 2-frame mating nuke, and I gave it back to this hive with a laying queen. Again, that was on August 2nd. Today is the 29th of August. And what I'm gonna do right now is literally just, poke my nose in and see how it's coming along. Obviously any cat brood that's in here now is from this queen. So we'll see how she's progressing and kind of go from there. Another thing that's happening, and I don't know what it is. I mean, I live in central Wisconsin. We don't really have an issue with this, generally speaking. But every one of my hives has a small hive beetle problem. And some of them have hundreds of them in them. And it's just amazing. They don't survive here in the summer. So somehow, either a package or a nuke I brought in some hive beetles and they proliferated. And with me transferring frames from one hive to another, from one apiary to another to boost hives, I transplanted obviously hive beetles probably also from one hive into another or from one apiary to another. And now all my apiaries have this problem. We're going to install, I went and bought some, and this isn't anything that I know anything about, but I bought some Swiffer sheets that I'm going to be placing on every single hive also to get rid of them. Read what others have done and try it for yourself, see if it works. These are the only ones that I found. This says heavy duty. I have no idea if that works or not, but I've heard people have good results with the Swiffer sheets. The unscented ones, non-wet obviously ones, they're dry. And we will see if if that's a problem. They say it does trap a few bees, but not too bad, not as many as the hive beetles. And I'm also going to cut off the little flap ears from it, since they don't do anything for it anyways. It's the microfibers that the bees get caught in, so that's what we're going to do. So anyways, that's what I'm going to check out right now and see what's what. We got 1.5 inches of rain last night, probably 7 inches over the last 2.5 days. I am open feeding them over there, so they're a little busy this morning, so hopefully they're not very grumpy today. Just going to give them a little bit of smoke. I've generally found the hive beetles, the bees, especially in the bigger colonies, chase them all the way up to the top, and they're behind, they're between my Reflectix flexible inner cover and the top of the frames. The bees kind of keep them trapped up there. So I don't know if this hive has the issue with it, but other hives have had issues with it. So we'll see what we see. Don't see any here in this one. And this one doesn't seem to have any, so that's a good thing. I will say this, it's a full hive, got plenty of bees in it. Oh, a little breezy out today too. So we'll see how the bees kind of react here. these were original frames. These are ones that I transplanted in. Gave them a couple of old empty comb, and from what I'm looking at now, they've really filled it full of. I also fed this hive too, so there's a little bit of a goldenrod flow going on too. They might have this plugged out, I just don't know what's going on, but I definitely want to check it out. So that's all full of cat brood. Obviously that's from this queen. That's a pretty good frame right there. Gotta like to see that. Lots of pollen around the edges, and then honey wrapped around that. That's a good solid frame. And here's another. Tells you this is one of my homegrown queens. Tells you kind of how the queen is looking. Overall, pretty good if you ask me. That's a nice frame right there, man. That's what you want from your own homegrown grafted queens. Well, that's what I want anyways. I don't really have to go too much further into this to see what they're doing. Really nice queen. You know, it's amazing. It was a weak frame, or a weak mating nuke that I gave this hive, but it had a ton of bees. And it just goes to show you that sometimes it's the amount of bees that really helps a queen reach her maximum potential. Yep, what isn't capped is all full of larvae on this side. They're still doing drone brood, which is crazy. Real happy with it. Oh yeah, this is all full of eggs and larvae. Yeah, just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Nice winter nest they're creating. This is all I need to see. Put this back in here. I'm going to give them one more apple bar strip, because one isn't enough for that size colony. I gave them one while they were building up. They need another one. So we'll throw that one. Well, hell. Okay. We'll throw that one there. Okay. Wasn't a hive beetle issue in this hive, but I'm still going to give it a Swiffer sheet and see what it comes up with. Well, these are a little scented here. I don't like that, but oh well. place that on there just kind of like this, right in the corner. Alright, I was going to cut that off. I suppose I still can. I don't really need these ears. Boy, the propolis just sticks to this like crazy. Okay. Put that back on. And we are good to go. Nice, nice, nice colony. Really happy with it. I won't have to feed them much, that's for sure. Yep, that's exactly the kind of colony you want to see. You know, like I said, it swarmed, but raising my own queens, I was able to give it a queen and let them take off. Use the amount of bees to really push through. She laid all that up obviously in the month of August, and they're going to have a real healthy population going into winter. Real happy.